welcome to Mahala Monday. Fantastic to have you along with us. It is brilliant that you are here. My name is Dougal. There's always to my left, right. Right is Rhoda. Because I had to say it twice because she's always right, aren't you?
What can I say? Welcome, Dougal. Welcome to my left. Welcome, everybody, to Mahala Monday. And happy to be here. It's our first, not our first show.
It
it's
is.
kind of our second, first.
Yeah, but it is the first show. Yeah.
There we go.
Right.
There we go.
Right.
I was a bit confused because I know we had another recording last week, but I know that one wasn't live. But welcome, everybody. I hope you got your cup of coffee or your tea or your plate of food if you're sitting eating while you're watching us. Good for you. But welcome.
Show us what you're having for supper, man. Make us jealous.
Make us jealous.
Trust me, you will. But yes, it's absolutely wonderful to have you along with us. So what you got to do is, of course, like and share, and more importantly, subscribe, and join us on this journey together, because together we can go a lot of places. Together we have some really provocative, is probably not the right word, although some people like to provoke. But that is not it. But insightful discussions, and more importantly, really what it is about is getting information to you to make your surrounds, your habitat, whatever it is, or all your endeavors that you try and improve for the year, just to make it better, and more importantly, to advance. To this is what it's about. We have experts on, and we talk a whole range of a subject matter as well, which actually brings us, so we might as well start with this. And let me just tell you now, it's an interactive show. So really, we're going to depend on you for this evening as well. We need you to ask Rhoda questions, whatever it is. We'll throw a couple of things out there, and then we'll discuss it, or if you have an opinion about some of the things that we're going to discuss. But first things first, we've got to tell you now, as promised, of course, and we've put it through. Hello, Anthony.
Hello,
Anthony says he's looking
Anthony.
forward to tonight's chat. It is a little bit of bad news here, because as you know, the incredible, the fantastic Dr. Karen Powell was going to be on the show this evening from Effect Consulting. She was going to join us this evening, but sadly she won't be able to make it in tonight to be with us for this evening. And I will tell you why, because we have no secrets here.
We've got no secrets.
First thing, so Karen finds herself at this very moment on a game farm,
That's
reserve,
right.
whatever, and where she is, the load shedding has just started now, and sadly though she has introduced like secondary and even more options, so she could still be it, but sadly at the last minute things didn't work out. She promised that she will be soon.
She will be here soon, and we're looking at the 5th of February. So, Anthony, sorry, man, but you know what? The 5th, she will be here. But you know what? We're still going to have an interesting show, and we're looking forward to having her back. At least, you know, she's one of our guests that's been here for a very long time. And you know what? We were also looking forward to it, and we're very disappointed. But unfortunately, who stepped in? Eskom, and it's load shedding. Yeah,
and obviously, as you can see, there's Karen Powell's, Dr. Karen Powell's Effect Consulting website. So you can definitely check it out, because when she joins us in just a couple of days, man, you can bomb her with questions, and we can really have a fascinating conversation. So definitely check it out. But she will be here, and trust me when I say this, knowing the woman, knowing this person, she's going to make it up.
Oh, almost definitely.
I can just tell you that now. I know her.
Definitely.
I know her. But it is going to be an informative discussion that you definitely don't want to miss. But I know a lot of you have been looking forward to, especially hearing from Dr. Karen Powell now.
It's doctor.
Yeah, to hear from her. But she will definitely share insights in the next. 2 weeks from now, we will have her on. But once again, apologies for all of that. But this is welcome to live broadcasting, because this is a live production.
Exactly.
This all happened like 3-4 minutes ago, which is what it is.
Hey, did you know?
Tadel says good evening to the lovely Mahala Monday team. Thank you. I'm the lovely part. Rhoda, I don't know what you are there.
I'm part of the team.
You,
no, Anthony.
And look at what Anthony says there. Ach, no, man, I had a consultation with her before. Great businesswoman.
There we go.
Listen, truly outstanding. You don't want to miss it. But like I say, like if you're viewing this right now, go check out our website. I'm sure you're going to have a question or two. She'll unpack all the stuff. But this is what we want to do on Mahala Monday. We want to bring you the information that escalates things for you, that expands things for you in terms of growth, in terms of meeting your objectives, targets, strategies, whatever you have, to bring that in place. And of course, grow in the year 2024. Can't realize that in June. You've got to smack bang in January. But we are going to talk about some stuff, because there was a lot happening over over the last couple of days. There was,
true,
firstly,
true.
Happy New Year, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, Dougal. And so we're going to jump straight into it. So, you know, as we said, there's a live broadcast. And, I mean, these are things now we obviously know that's been happening. And Dougal and myself are just like, okay, we got 5 minutes to get the show going because, you know, poor Karen. But you know what? That's Dougal and myself. We're just good at this. So firstly, we're going to chat about his matric results. So we know it was 98.46.
Well done.
Well done, matriculants out there. So before I continue with all of that, I just wanted to ask Dougal quickly, are you happy with that? 98.46.
I am, because I think it is a up from what it was, wasn't it?
I believe so, yeah.
It was an up.
Definitely.
And I also understand the Free State province did exceptionally well. So certain provinces, obviously in terms of the hierarchy of which province outperformed which province, there was a bit of a shift and a bit of a fallout and all of that. But when it comes to the national certificate, or when it's at that kind of number, was it 98%?
It was 98.46.
Are you sure? Wasn't that the EIB and then like was 18 or something or whatever?
No, that was basically on national. That was all over. Then you got 81%, which was basically Cape Town, 81.4, and Joburg was 82.9. So obviously each province was different.
Yeah.
So,
all right.
Yeah.
But that is a high percentage. But having said that, I think it is brilliant, and well done to the teachers and everybody, because obviously this is also a group that has come out of COVID 2 years ago and all of that.
I was actually going to mention it as well.
So there's those challenges. So well done to the matriculants for working that hard and achieving it. My problem is, to your question, and now that we're talking about the percentage numbers, is I don't know what percentage is what. Because when we say 90%, 80%, all of this, this is like all the candidates, and that is the percentage that have passed.
Yes, exactly.
But in terms of the achievement of the passing is what it is. Because if you look at what is required for you to pass, now we can safely assume that only 50% of everybody gets everything right. So given this assumption that I've just made up of 50%, and let's say it's over 50%, meets the bare requirement. Because I've heard these numbers being thrown out over the weekend. So I'll increase it. Let's say 60% of all matriculants meets the bare requirement. That means 40% for a language, at least.
That's right.
Which is 60% of all matriculants. It also means you've got to get at least 30% for 2 other subjects.
Sure.
Right? So 40% being the home language. Yeah. And you've got to pass at least 6 out of 7. So it does mean that if we say 60% meets the bare requirement to own a grade 12 national certificate.
Yeah.
So those numbers is where the confusion and the lie lies. Because for you to qualify for bursaries in certain tertiary institutions, you need 65 and up. Now, how many people actually enroll into the tertiary institutions and how many people just pass? That gap is too big. So if you've got 20,000 matriculants across, and I don't know how many there were, but let's say 100,000 matriculants in South Africa. Only 20,000, close to 30,000. We heard the numbers the other day from Davy in September. Enrolls into tertiary institutions. 30%. So that's 30,000. Out of which, they're the only ones who makes that requirement. That 70% makes the bare minimum to own a matric result. When you consider, and this is what I'm assuming here, so when you consider that, where does it lie? Is it your upbringing, not being motivated enough? Is it the school system? Is it the quality? What is it?
What is it? Exactly.
Because if I compare us to, let's say, Zimbabwe, Kenya, and all of this, and I mentioned this to you as well a short moment ago. I was at one of the universities not so long ago, and in one of the mathematics faculties, it was all foreign-based students.
Oh, wow.
It was most of them from the people who were lecturing, tutoring, all of that. The students, it was all foreign-based students. And I'm not shy to say, they were from Kenya, a lot of them, and a lot of them from Zimbabwe. So if there was 100 people, the vast majority, and I will go as far as to say that 80 of them were not from South Africa.
Sure.
Which in my mind, either we don't have an interest in studying that, or we don't meet the bare minimum requirements. I don't know, but this is a serious addressing, because when people give us these percentages, because the ministers and all of them, they're very quick to sing the praises of these percentages. They're very quick to sing the percentages. And when they do, we don't really know the breakdown. The big thing is these numbers are obviously positive numbers. So when they say 90% pass rate, 80% pass rate, whatever it is, this is something for us also to be proud of, to say at least our system is working. But at the end of the day, the bar's got to raise higher.
It has to. I
We
think our
still can't have
students-
but toilets, and schools are not receiving books and
So
and
true.
what do you call it? Sinkholes at schools from June last year that still hasn't been fixed.
Children
That-
crossing
that-
rivers that actually drown.
No, we
because they're
can't have
crossing
that.
rivers.
We can't have that. We
Exactly.
can't have that.
Yeah.
Because this is the thing, Rhoda. Do you want somebody just to have a matric certificate? Because it's a bit worthless if you just get the matric certificate and you've just made the cut.
You made the cut. Exactly.
That doesn't really
Yeah.
make it for me.
I get you.
I
get
don't
you.
know, but that is my opinion on this. I don't know if people, you know what I mean? It's like I don't know. I don't know. Like I say, the numbers are good numbers, but that's what it is. Hubert has got something. If all else fails, lower the standard. How come these matriculants battle with the basics at varsity or even the work environment? And this is my point.
That is exactly
This is my point. This is my point. Listen, I take it all back. If I'm wrong, I'm going to be the first guy to say I take it all back. But I don't know, in terms of the total percentage mark, how many of those matriculants achieved a mark that enables them to do something.
To do
and how
something
just,
at least.
just got through. I mean, I'm assuming here, because these are some of the numbers, because I listened to some of the press conferences, these are some of the numbers that were thrown out. And that was one of the questions that popped into my head.
Yeah.
None of these reporters ever asked anybody that.
No.
But when you sit there and think about it, this is the thought I had, at least. And I could be horribly wrong and completely wrong, and I probably am.
And you know what the saddest part about it, Dougal, and I'm thinking back now when my kids were at school, one of the things that was told to our kids was, especially with maths, was, you know what, let's just get you passed, at least do maths lit so that we can just push up, so that you can actually just pass. And for me, if you just kind of, okay, let's just do maths lit, let's drop basically just to achieve something, because even schools, they want 99% pass rates, they want 100% pass rates, and they actually tell these kids, and one of the things we found out with all our shows that we've been doing, maths lit, guys, you're going to struggle. You can't get into varsity with maths lit. It's not going to happen. So if your school is telling you, okay, drop your maths, do maths lit, and you actually want to go study at varsity, just there and then, it's sorry, no opportunity for you. And this is what schools are doing, because I know this happened to one of the kids basically as well. I said, as long as you pass, let's just drop you to maths because you're struggling with maths. Kid couldn't go to varsity. So, these are things
Not at all.
obviously you couldn't, because especially for what he wanted to study. So
Now-
just be careful with the figures and numbers at the end of the day.
Now, let me ask you this, because I want to move on quickly. So if
Yeah.
schools have a higher percentage rate of pass, do they then get rewarded in terms of money or whatever, or department? Is there some sort of, like if you've got a 100% pass rate,
I don't
does
know,
it does it better the argument for the principal to say to the Department of Education in the
Oh,
province,
I see.
listen, I got 100%, but I would like a new tennis court, or I would like that.
I think we need to go and Google
Does,
that or look at
does
it
that sort
and
of thing
find out.
happen? Because then there's motivation for these arguments. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because
Exactly.
there's an end game, a goal
I think
inside
that's our
here.
project, Dougal. Let's go and check it out.
Do you know what? This is, but in a nutshell, and to wrap this up, well done to the people who
Oh,
have worked
yeah.
exceptionally diligently and hard, who has achieved a pass, because that was your objective. You've done it. You should be very proud, and we can only wish you the best for the future.
So true.
Because Anthony Botha, and it has dropped, because he's highlighting a sentiment that is shared by so many
So
people.
many, Dougal, so many.
And when people bring the curriculum in question, but I mean, this is a proper conversation
It
that
is,
somebody.
it
I didn't
is.
mean to go on about it now, but I'm just saying, it is a proper conversation. But on the subject of this, because you mentioned this as well, don't forget, students, that NSFAS
Yes.
registration in terms of application wraps up on the 31st of the month.
31st,
Okay, so you've
exactly.
got to get it in. Go to the NSFAS website.
Yeah.
It will give you a whole full explanation of all the required documents, what you need to have, and remember, it needs to be certified.
Yeah.
Just a couple of days ago, we spoke with Damien September, who was actually the chairperson of the Cape Exhibitors Careers Association. He was here, and he gave us a whole rundown on how NSFAS works and all of that. So go check it out. Go check it out. Go
guys.
to their
Not too
website.
late.
And you have until the 31st.
That's
Until
right.
the 31st, the cutoff. So you can get the Doleros to study as easy as that.
Exactly.
And
So
we
there's
got
it. Well, especially the students that now obviously got the results, and now they're trying to figure out, okay,
Yeah.
maybe I must go study. You know what? This week is critical. You've got your results.
Absolutely.
You need to get to the institutions. You need to go and apply and see if you can actually get some space.
yeah. So you got to do it. The details are there, but go check it out. 31st January. That's the cutoff.
That's right.
I've been ranting.
Oh, now I'm going to get you to rant even more, Dougal.
I promised myself this year.
Dougal, I'm going to make you rant a little bit more. And I'm asking you to keep it a bit short, okay? So, you know this year is election year. Did you know that? I just had to bring it up.
Yeah.
Mark,
you crazy, baby.
Are you ready for this?
Yeah. Okay. So, election year. Election year. Lots happening, man. Listen, and I'm glad you bring it up. My opinion on all of this, you're going to hear a lot of circus stuff. Okay? You're going to hear a lot of circus stuff. You're going to hear things from media, firstly, that will anger you. Because sometimes media outlets are politically motivated. So you're going to hear stuff that angers you. You're also going to hear stuff that's going to melt your heart. My point is, keep your wits about yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
Because over the last couple of days, I've seen a lot of articles of how state things have been misused to support a certain political party. That's neither here nor there. Yes, it might be right, it might be wrong, but it's neither here nor there. At the end of the day, you're going to hear a lot of stuff. I mean, even now, like certain secretary generals have gag orders. They can't speak about
Are you serious?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. After he admitted we lied to Parliament, now there's gag orders. So you're going to hear a lot of stuff that is complete moronic news in a way.
And you need to keep your wits about it.
Keep your wits about it.
Make 100% sure you get the correct information. Don't spread unnecessary rumors.
And this is what's happening.
Get your facts. You know what? Today we actually open to a lot of social media and also basically just looking at Googling things and actually finding out if it's truth or if it's a hoax or if it's a lie. Get your facts before you open your mouth. And I'm finding that in a lot of families and a lot of conversations, people are blurting things and you're like, so where do you get this information? No, Johnny told me when Jack told Johnny and Johnny told, and you just making your own assumption and creating your own without actually getting the correct information.
This is particularly the most important thing.
Exactly.
When it comes to social well-being, and especially when people discuss politics, whether it's with friends, colleagues, or family, what we tend to do is we tend to add our opinion or what our friends said to what our belief system dictates and how that fits in. So you don't take the thing holistically, you take the 2 cents. And you only run with the 2 cents. Every single story that you hear in the media that is politically motivated, it is there to highlight something and it becomes a story. Granted, our politicians are gold medalists in giving us stories to run with. World record holders here. Let's be honest. But keep your wits about you. So when it comes to this year, and what I do suggest you do, because a lot of people are saying this, educate you on manifestos, educate yourself on the political party. That is the duty we have. Because I'm past the bit now. I always voted one way and this way and there. I'm past that now.
Yeah.
I make an educated choice now.
We have to.
So we got to educate ourselves.
Exactly.
That's all I'm saying.
And if I ask, the last time we voted, I actually didn't know where to look because we had this massive...
6 hours. I was still paging.
Are you serious?
6 hours later, still there.
So what is our numbers looking like this year? Do you have a
400 odd parties registered with the IEC. Rise Mzansi launched their manifesto a couple of days ago.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, over the weekend, actually. Over 400 parties.
So prepare yourself.
Yeah, but it's also different now, whether they registered nationally or provincial, or some of them will only run provincially. I'm not sure, but I heard 400 from memory.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Give and take a couple there, but that's how many registered parties are with the IEC. I don't know if some of them are still operating.
Because
I can name several parties that don't exist anymore. There was a poster on the wall somewhere.
Can we move on, Dougal? We're happy to move on. Are we going to go? Is there anything else basically there on the news or can we go into the sports?
No, happy news. Sports.
Okay.
Drikkers won.
Yo! I saw that.
Woohoo! Yeah, there he is. There is the boychi from Pretoria. He's somewhere from Pretoria, apparently, on a farm. Yeah. Drikkers du Plessis, UFC champion.
Well done, Drikkers.
Yeah,
well done.
Well done,
So
man.
I tried watching a bit of, what it's all about. I couldn't, not even last a minute, 2 minutes. I just couldn't handle it. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It was just a little bit more like and smacking around and kicking, and I couldn't take it.
Yeah.
So, but well done to you, Drikkers. You know what? Each for their own, and everybody enjoy their sport.
Look, it's the UFC, whatever the octagon, whatever they fight in. I don't know. I've watched a little bit here and there. I got to be honest. This was Sunday morning quite early.
I believe very early.
They fought in Canada. It was Sunday morning quite early, but I had I had updates on how to look. These things are quick, man. It's quick, and eventually, with the time I started with updates, too, then everything was done. But yeah, he fought a guy called Sean Strickland.
Okay.
That was the name for this UFC title, and now he is the champ. But I think what has endeared him, because UFC, I don't know, and I don't want UFC people to hate me now and come look for me and find
box
me, and because we all know. I can't lift up my hands. I'm too old. But we all know, I don't want UFC people coming. But UFC obviously is a very new age thing. Like, I don't know how long it's been around. It's been around for a good amount of years.
Yeah.
But the traction in terms of the global appeal and the
believe
popularity
so.
is like...
It just went like
it's like
that.
10 years ago, it maybe not have been like that.
Exactly.
And now we have this amazing athlete from South Africa who's really putting our country's name on the world stage, performing at a level where he's got a world title.
Yeah.
So it is super impressive. So it'll be really interesting to see how the buy-in, and everybody was ranting and raving. Everybody was talking, like literally, you could feel wherever I went over the last couple of days, people were talking about this.
Exactly.
So it became a conversation topic. Drikkers du Plessis, DPD. So yeah, it's absolutely
Social
brilliant.
media went bliss. They went crazy.
Absolutely brilliant. So very well done. Very well done. Very well done. And I always knew he was going to beat the guy. The one thing I think that gave him such a universal appeal is because one of the fights, he came in draped with a South African flag.
Oh, wow.
Do you know what I mean? So this guy's got South Africa...
Blood running.
Blood running. It's all over him.
Yeah.
And he carried the hopes of a nation.
A nation. Definitely.
As an athlete, which is... fantastic. I'm not saying not all athletes do it. I think everybody who puts on the national colors do this.
Definitely.
But in terms of this individual sport, he really, and I'm sure he could have felt the support from him.
Oh yeah, I think he definitely did.
No, he did. But well done, well done, well done, well done. I wouldn't obviously argue with him ever.
I wouldn't look for trouble with him if I find him in the street. Can we move on?
Yes.
What's next? Sports.
Oh, and the sports, yes. Okay, so Drikkers, we said that.
Yes.
Liverpool won.
I saw them. I actually watched the day. I watched the game. I watched it.
4-0.
4-0.
First half, boring.
Yes,
well, not boring,
my word was 0-0.
But then everybody scored a goal, plus the water boy. 4-0 against Bournemouth. Not a bad result. Very good result, which keeps them 5 points clear of Manchester City as far as the English Premiership goes. And we're mentioning the English Premiership because we know it's a big following for that. So that is some of the news. So 5 points clear, top of the table. They are leading it. It's going to be interesting. Their next two Premier League matches for Liverpool, I think it's Chelsea first, then Arsenal after that. They obviously got FA Cup and the Carabao Cup games happening as well this week. On the 24th they play. And it's going to be quite interesting. Mohamed Salah is actually on duty currently at AFCON.
I was going to say, he's
had a hammy problem and is now going back to Liverpool to get fixed up, rehabilitated and all of that.
I believe there was a few injuries.
Yeah, and should he be required, like if the Egypt team actually goes through the rounds, quarterfinals and all of that, semis, then obviously he would come back, but he's going to finish up his rehabilitation. Apparently he left early today for Devois on his way back to Liverpool, England for that. So that's where that stands, which I suppose, is okay because at the end of the day, and that is it. But it does bring in that, because I know with especially all the guys who play football in Europe, always brings that argument of club versus country argument for. I mean, it's important for him to play for his country. Exactly. But speaking of AFCON, they playing, aren't they? Bafana.
Yes, they played Dougal yesterday.
Euclid.
What about Man United?
No, we talk about teams here.
Yugi?
We talk about teams here. I'm sorry if you're a Manchester United supporter. What can I say? You know what I mean? I will say this about Manchester United. The guy from City, Manchester City, apparently got over 150 charges for financial fair play against that will be brought against them. Remember, there was already the thing with Everton that got docked 10 points. But more importantly,
I remember.
They've now just taken over the guy who was whatever he was in charge, either the CEO or COO or something at Manchester City. He's now taking over a role at Man United. as part of this whole Ineos investment consortium with Jim Ratcliffe, they've got 25% stake. So whether that's footballing decisions or business, I don't know if it's a commercial guy or football guy, but whatever. This guy from City is just walking across the road to United. That I don't know. So that's the only news. There's no news on them. They don't really know. But anyway, yes, we played our first game the other day against Mali. South Africa did. We lost 2-0 after Percy Tau missed a penalty. Which
Penalty.
he did. 19th minute. He never looked like he was going to kick it in, but I'll get to that. Then, over the weekend, we played Namibia. We beat them 4-0, and you just saw the score a moment ago.
Oh, no.
And I want us to keep that there. And take a photo, people. Flicker your eyes, take a mental picture. 4-0 in football, Bafana, doesn't matter who they play, just 4-0.
Exactly.
And have you ever seen, I'm sure we've beaten somebody 4-0 before.
We?
Bafana, we must have. In the history of Bafana. But it does change things in the AFCON group. But you know what, I'm not trying to make fun of this, but yeah, good victory. Brilliant. Stepped up. But what happened against Mali? 2-0.
2-0. Oh, my word.
Because Bafana toy with my emotions. And maybe I'm the only supporter who feels like this. Like, yes, I should be happy 4-0. But it's Namibia.
The roller coaster for you, shame, man.
Is this a flash in the pan? No, Rhoda, truly. Is this a flash in the pan performance?
Let's see.
Like, you lose 2-0 against Mali. Exactly.
Can't get your
Every time we're like, yes, and it is like that. The consistency is not there. It's a
you
joke
don't know what's
at
next.
times.
You don't know what to expect next.
You don't know what to expect. You don't know who's going to rock up. Now, the next game we play against Tunisia.
Ooh.
Have you ever prayed for load shedding?
He said this is the best time
And
to
this
pray
is the
for
thing. I don't know who's going to rock up. Like, it's frustrating at times. In the mid-90s, we win the African Cup of Nations. We win it. Clive Barker, all of them,
Yes,
brilliant, fantastic, with Fish and all of them.
That was the guys. Wow.
You know what I mean? And ever since this, we've been at the back end of the world football.
Yeah. True.
And now, and you know what? Let me just say this. There's a lot of, I've been listening to a lot of pundits in South Africa, football pundits and writers and all of them. And all of them saying, no, the confident team going into the game now with Namibia is Namibia. They're the confident team.
Oh, wow.
Let me ask you this. Namibia's got a population of 2.5 million. South Africa, 60 million.
Gee whiz.
Cape Town has got 4.8 million. We could have sent 2 suburbs from Cape Town to play against them. Durban has got 3 million. Durban has got more people than the whole of Namibia. The Greater Durban has more people than Namibia.
Oh, my word.
How? Because this is the numbers. This is the numbers. Mali's got a population of about 25 million people.
Oh, do they? Okay.
Now, I've checked it out. Tunisia has got, what, maybe 15 million. They don't have 20 million. That's their population. Tunisia is ranked like 30th in the world. Where's Bafana? We're not in the top 50.
Not even the top 50?
No, we're not in the top 50. We're 60-some.
Yeah.
Namibia is not in the top 100.
Yeah.
So we've become accustomed to celebrating mediocrity.
And they need to push themselves up. That's unacceptable. 4-0.
Like 4-0 was good, but I don't want to be, it's happy, thank you, but please maintain, just be consistent,
consistent.
Beat Tunisia, beat them. And then we get that belief again.
Here we go.
Until Percy Tau misses a penalty. And it never looked like he was going to kick that penalty. I watched that.
Did you watch it?
He looked like he was going to miss from when it went, when they pointed to the spot, penalty, it almost looked like he was going to miss. Even I was going, oh goodness, let the ref take it. So,
oh my word.
So in terms of, but these are the questions we got to ask.
You got to ask, you have to.
I made myself a promise, and I got to tell you this. I made myself a promise this year. I said, when our enemies or people we dislike, and enemies is the wrong word, but when people that you have disagreements with, fundamental disagreements, and just for lack of other term, let's say enemies or anything like that, when they do something that is exceptionally good, it is important for us to highlight it and speak up and say, well done.
Well done. Exactly.
And sing praises when good deeds are done. Likewise, when your brother, your sister, your best friend, your chummy, your ally messes up in ways that you couldn't even fathom, you got to call them out.
You got to call them out.
And too many times we turn a blind eye. We can't have one of the best domestic leagues of football on the African continent, and then we are where we are. Something is not right there.
Yeah, something's not giving.
Something is not right.
Shame, my friend.
Do you understand what I'm saying? You can't tell me our domestic league is worse than Mali.
You cannot say
You cannot say, no, Namibia is the confidence. I don't even think they're professional football. I don't even know if they're professional footballers. You can't tell me the Tunisian league is better than us. You can't tell me the Egyptian, Cameroonian, any of these leagues are much better. We have better stadia, we have better infrastructure, we have
so
better
much
all
better.
of that.
Exactly.
How come? When you got all the, how come you are, if everybody is working towards getting to a better, not us, we
So where do you think this is all going wrong?
I don't know.
Have you maybe got an idea?
No idea. But you got to call it out. And I think we've become accustomed. That's why I'm happy about the 4-0. But this, listen, and I'm speaking from real emotion here. Yeah. I'm happy it's 4-0. I'm brilliant, fantastic. But I'm just, like, every time I hope gets built up and it gets knocked.
It's like you get knocked down again. You get all excited, you get, shame, my friend.
Yeah.
I think we need a cup of coffee after this one, Google.
But I'm done. I now said too much as well. I didn't mean to say so much. Next week I'll be quiet.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah, of course.
Can we call it a wrap, Dougal? You know,
I'm done.
It's a fabulous show. I always enjoy chatting with Dougal. It's so exciting. And thank you for everybody. Oh, Hubert, what have you got to say? I knew Driekus was going to win the minute he couldn't see his eyes because he's used to fighting in the dark. Thanks to Loshini. What a way to end the show.
Leave it there.
Let's leave it there.
Manchester United was unbeaten because they didn't play.
Hubert,
I didn't say it, people. Hubert said that.
Thank you for making us laugh. And that's a wrap.
That is it. Remember to like and share this. Thank you so much for watching. And yes, and of course, once again, don't forget, joining us on the 5th of Feb, Monday, 2 weeks from now, Dr. Karen Powell will be here with us. Fingers crossed and all of that. She'll be here, and it's going to be brilliant. And I'm so looking forward to that. And then, of course, for the Mahala Monday episodes, we're going to bring you some really amazing insights because we've got great guests coming on. Of course, it is their insights, not ours.
Not ours, exactly.
It is their insights. But you are such an important part of it because you will have the questions and the opinion on that, and that definitely pushes the conversation forward in a big way. So remember to like and share and subscribe, right?
And hit that bell.
Is that it?
That's it. Bye.